Porky's Corner is proud to be sponsored by Spartan Site Solutions. They are specialists in civil engineering and demolition contracts for the construction industry. Interested parties should visit their website or contact Porky's Corner for a referral at porkycorner@mail.com.
When you get to 30, sprint back.
Have a split position.
I'm Peter Fury, and don't forget to subscribe to Porky's Corner, because I've been a helmet of the month and you need to listen to me. Yeah? So follow him, yeah? And get the fella some followers up, for Christ's sake. He wears his heart on his sleeve, he's a good man, Russ. So follow Porky's Corner, he says it as it is, and you know, I appreciate the helmet of the month, Russ. No problem.
No problem, thank you very much.
You're welcome, mate.
Kings of their manor, my two dogs. Kings of their manor. Look at them, like little kings. Hello all you hardcores out there, how are you doing? It's Russ here, we're joined by Andy. How you doing, Andy?
Well, Russ, yourself?
I'm alright, mate, what are you on with?
I just putting my car on, getting sorted out. Just it's a storm up here tonight. It's windy up here, right?
Getting sorted out, what, with vodka?
No, mate. I had some last night. So,
Oh, yeah, last night, lad.
I had brew tonight.
By girders.
Maybe from Girders. Nah, I had a few bodies last night. Up to see my pal up the road to watch the boxing, but the shit show.
What did you think to the show, actually, Andy?
Right, I only really seen earlier on. I'd put that fight on before, the super middleweight fight, but that wasn't really up to much, was it? It was pretty pants. But
Yeah.
I seen bits of it. Didn't really. I started watching it, and then there wasn't much happening. So I didn't really see it all. I didn't study it. You know, I was just gonna. Wasn't much cope, was it? The main fight was good, though.
Yeah. Personally, I think that if Froch would have been defending his British title against any of them, they could have lined them up and had dealt with him inside a couple of rounds. They were shocking, weren't they? Is that British? Is that British level, them two?
It's disappointing if that's what it's at, eh?
They just didn't turn up. I bet Mark Efron's got to be regretting his performance against Cullen now after seeing them last night, because On his day, he would have run through both of them.
Yeah. He can maybe come again, though, can
Yeah, Mark can
Mark,
come in. Young in here. Let's hope he makes another run at it. But he's got to be looking at that last night and thinking, do you know what? I'm back in mix here for a British and Commonwealth title. That's
yeah.
right. So he's got
Maybe
to take strength from their performance last night and say, you know what? I need to make another run at it.
I should give him a boost. Should give him a wee boost, that.
Yeah, I'm just. I've got a film I'm going to watch, The Saints of New Jersey. Have you seen it?
No, I've never seen it. No.
It's The Sopranos.
Yeah, I never really watched it, but I knew of it when it was on.
It's The Sopranos job, isn't it? But it's like going back before when Tony Soprano was younger. But it's
Yeah.
it's on Netflix. Looks good, so I'm gonna watch that tonight. I'm surprised I've not watched it before. I kept getting, trying to get settled down to watch it for the last, I think, a few months and that. You just never find time, do you? I don't really have time for myself. So yeah, I'm gonna watch that tonight and I'm not gonna upload.
Time's the enemy.
Yeah, I've done some uploading, but I'm just gonna send it Cameron because I have to put Spartan promo on down on so many. So I'm gonna send it. Cameron can deal with them and sort some from some of them thumbnails and put them on. Big Joe Egan, I've not heard out from you about our Zoom. Send me your email, Big Joe. Don't be scared. You all over social media. We can't shut you up any other day. What have you got to hide? Pop, pop, bang.
He's gone into hiding.
Gone into hiding. Big Joe Egan, big fighting man, scared of a little middleweight on Zoom. Right. Boatsi, Dan Aziz. Before we go to Natasha and all that, Boatsi, Dan Aziz. I want to give them a bit of kudos. It's a good fight, isn't it? But it's going under radar, Andy. Do you think?
I've not really heard much about it. No, it was announced a while back, and it was delayed, wasn't it? I think I picked Dan Aziz to win that one.
You think what?
I picked Dan Aziz to win that fight.
Yeah.
Yeah, probably on points. I think he's done things the hard way, and he's not had any favours or leg ups, has he? So, and he's kind of gone the traditional route, if I'm right in saying that. And I just think he's a hard worker, eh?
Yeah. Do you think it's gone under radar because Boats is like a mute, and Dan Aziz is just, he's a proper old school, traditional British Commonwealth European. He's ranked #1. He wants his shot, and he feels like he doesn't have to go on IFL and stick his tongue in between Coogan's big toe and his little toe. You know what I mean? Get all them teeps of weed from between his toes. He doesn't need to do that, does he? From
on an athlete's foot diet.
Yeah, he don't need to suck Coogan's big toe, does he, Dan Aziz? Or Puppy Parsons. So I just wondered what you thought about it, that's all.
Yeah, I picked Dan Aziz to win that. I think I'm going to back him. He's probably the underdog, isn't he?
I've got Dan Aziz, actually. I just fancy an upset.
Yeah. I think Buatsi's he's not been active enough now. Whether that's his fault or his promoter's fault, it's difficult to say, isn't it? He's just not been doing enough, has he? Dan Aziz appeared to be working hard for a while, hasn't he? He's always in fights. And he's been. Am I right in saying he's been more active? I've not checked the box record that, but I just get that impression.
Well, I've heard Ultratech's made a comeback last night. Ultratech. Everybody needs to get behind Ultratech and watch his stuff. I haven't seen it yet because, do you know what it is? There's that much content now. You can't get it all in, can you?
I switch on YouTube and I'm like, what am I going to watch now? Because I like watching car stuff as well as boxing stuff and some music stuff, but I just find myself you're watching something on your phone and something on the telly at the same time. It's like, you're flicking in between things. Some notification comes up with something that catches your eye. I need to watch that, and you're in the middle of watching something else. It's mad, eh?
I just think, Andy, years ago when I started doing this, obviously I was still working for Dennis, and I've been with Dennis about 2.5 years, and I remember starting it and getting a bit of stick in that, and the same people that handed the stick out, they're all doing YouTube channels now. The same people. You know what I mean? They're all doing them now, aren't they? They're all doing what I'm doing, eating off my plate. But back in the day, you know what I mean? There weren't many doing it. Well, I mean, some lads, some of them. I mean, but Asylum's been going over a decade, hasn't it? And they used to
Mhm.
get a lot of stick and blah de blah, but then lads have stuck at it. And what I want to make is all these that were taking the Mickey, now they all want to do it, don't they? Isn't it funny? In that funny, Andy? Do you think? Eh?
They're all wanting a piece of the pie, eh?
They all want a piece of the pie. That's it. So, who we going for on that one? Boatsy and Aziz.
Dan Aziz for me, yeah.
Yeah, I'm going to go Dan Aziz. John Ryder, the hardcore's favourite. He doesn't shoot his mouth off. Nobody's going to tell him what YouTube channel he can go on. Not Eddie Hills or anybody. All them people out there that are saying, I don't go on certain YouTube channels because I'll not get any slots off Eddie Hills. Well, John Ryder keeps getting slots, so they keep digging him up. And he goes on any YouTube channel he wants. He goes on to Silo and all sorts. He ain't bothered, John Ryder. So I kind of give him a bit of respect, but I think he's up against it against Mungier 42 now. Do you?
Yeah, I think so. Hopefully, let's hope we can do something, eh? Cause an upset. But he's a
Well,
tough guy, isn't he?
John, yeah, but listen, hey, listen, yeah, he is a tough guy, but you know, Dave Allen's tough, isn't he? We can't even talk, so
Yeah,
that's what happens to tough guys in boxing.
yeah. It's an
So
unforgiving sport, isn't it?
Unforgiven, come on, mate, it's a bit more than that, isn't it? Unforgiven.
Yeah.
Uh, we might as well dive in there straight away. Tasha Jonas, Michaela Mayer, how did you have it?
I missed the first couple of rounds. I believe Jonas was doing well in that first couple of rounds, but it was a close fight. It could have gone, from what I've seen, it could have gone either way. It could have been a draw, might have been even a fair result. So,
Do you think if
yeah.
people saying it's a robbery at 6 rounds to 4 if somebody wins, or because I look at it like this, right? You know, when you see these 115, 113 cards, what it's known as in the industry, the 115, 113 card, it's they call it the cop out card, don't they? Because usually you get 115 and then 115, 113, and then other ones 113, 115, and they say, well, they're 1 round out, so that's the cop out card, but.
Uh,
6 rounds to 4, right? People are saying Joe G says he's fighter 164. Other people are saying the other girl 164. So 4-6, 6-4, or 5-5. It's only 1 round out, so they're not robberies, are they? A robbery is
no,
like
Robert.
Pacquiao, Timothy Bradley, or Robin Reed, Sven Otka. They're robberies, aren't they?
Yeah.
You know what I
Oh,
mean?
aye.
What were the kid from, is it Warrington or out that way? Martin Murray, Sergio Martinez.
Oh, aye. That was a
What about
robbery. Yeah.
Matthew Macklin against Sturm? That were like, oh, do you know what I mean? Them lads are robbed of their world title status that they could take to the graves.
Yeah.
They were robberies. Your Manny Pacquiao, Bradley robbed him. Well, Bradley didn't rob him. Judges did, but Bob Arum. So there's a rematch anyway. So Bob Arum kept it in-house, didn't he? Kept milking Pacquiao. He didn't want him going to Al Haymon. So I dare say that it's possible that some skullduggery could have gone on with that one. But I'm not saying robbery, but do you feel
Nah, it's
Mayer
not
can
robbery.
hard done by in Baumgardner fighting this? She can have a bit of sour grape, so she's got a good point.
Yeah, I mean, Jonas got, you could say she got a bad decision against other people as well, against, was it Katie Taylor and who's the other one? So she's maybe getting one back. It's
Yeah.
like, it's a bit like George Foreman got robbed against Shannon Briggs, didn't it? But then Axel Schultz got robbed against George Foreman, you could probably say. So,
Yeah.
to and fro. But I thought, yeah, there was an FBI inquiry into the George Foreman Shannon Briggs fight, wasn't there? Remember that?
Well, Rob, there was an FBI inquiry into how the IBF dealings with Sauerland back in the day. And if you remember, Sven Otka's run all come to an end, didn't it, at 34. And there were a big inquiry into Germany. And
Yeah.
things. I'll tell you what started the inquiry. It was Edison Miranda against Arthur Abraham. All you hardcores out there, there's a bit of homework here for you. If you want to see boxing corruption at its finest, where they all get caught, type into your computers Arthur Abraham versus Edison Miranda 1, and you'll see Miranda break Abraham's jaw. Randy Newman, I don't know if you've seen this, he stopped the fight and declared Edison Miranda the winner. Calla Sauerland and his old man jumped up. Big Willie Sauerland jumped up, and his model wife, you know, the you know what I'm on about, don't you? She looks like Naomi Campbell. Big Willie Sauerland and his wife, young enough to be his daughter, jumped up and said to Randy Newman, no, you're not declaring him winner. Carry on, carry on. So poor Arthur Abraham, he's got blood spitting out in his mouth. He's got
jaw's hanging out.
jaw hanging off. And he went the full 12 rounds and got smashed to pieces. And during the 12 rounds, Randy Newman, the most corrupt referee I've ever seen in my life, took 5 points off Miranda over the fight just to balance things out because he was smashing Abraham to bits. But when it come to the scorecards, Newman had helped all the judges out, but the judges didn't need anything anyway because they gave every round to Abraham. So he went the full 12 rounds, Edison Miranda, and I think he ended up with about 30 odd points. Well, on that, but so that's when the big inquiry came in. So anyway, they had the rematch in America, but the Americans were raging, and I mean, absolutely, they were hell on. But that's the worst one, and obviously we know about the Sven Otka one, don't we? That were the Sauerlands. We know about Roger Tillerman in the Froch Kessler one over there. You know, Froch dropped Kessler, didn't it? He put him down with a massive punch. And they get it as a push, didn't they? Also, I mean, come on. Yeah. Listen, we know what we're going on, and you needed a knockout to get a draw in Germany, but that were bad. But I don't think Tasha Jonas Mayer were a robbery. You could make a case for a draw. Johnny Nelson, you can make a case for a draw, and you can make a case for 6-4 either way.
Each way,
Word robbery.
It's like if you look back at Joshua Usyk too, one of the judges gave it to Joshua, didn't they? That was they were trying to rob him.
He won 2 rounds, didn't he? On Ring Magazine's usually best cards to go look at. You know the Ring Magazine lads. They're all sat ringside. They all go through everything and they give their decision, don't they, the day after. And they watch it again. Yeah. So I always take heed on their cards because they usually bang on. But no, Joshua didn't. He didn't win 7 rounds against Usyk. What were they on?
He didn't win 7 rounds in the 2 fights against them, did he?
Oh, did he? Heck, he won 4, didn't he? Won 4 rounds in 2 fights, 4 rounds, and a share of 1. So they give him 5 in 1 and 7 in 1. Give him 7. Listen, it's utter madness. But what did you think about her overall performance? Do you think she's getting better with age?
Jonas.
Yeah.
Maybe earlier. I thought she was. I don't know. I thought she was fading a wee bit near the end of the fight, but it was a tough fight. It was a to and fro fight, wasn't it? It was a tough,
I think age
fight.
Caught up with her.
It could be, It could be.
You think she might end up? See what? Sorry.
39, is she?
Yeah, she's 40 in June, so she's going to have 1 more fight according to Joe G, and it's going to be Taylor, The Last Dance. That's what he's saying.
Yeah. I think she's been great for the sport, though. She's a brilliant personality.
Yeah, she spoke well at end as well, didn't she?
Oh,
it was a very nice touch to get Jane Couch to carry the belt out. Because we like Jane Couch. She's been treated like a dog system. I mean, Jane's been kept down because she battled board, didn't she, in 1988? And she won a landmark victory so women could box. She's been a pioneer. And how she's been treated by the establishment is an utter disgrace, and you need to take some responsibility for that, Beanie, because in your 28 year at Sky, you didn't really do out for Jane Couch. You were at the helm of Sky Sports, Bean. That's why I'm not keen on you, and that's why I'm a firm believer in what goes around comes around. So you hanging around like a bad smell at boxing shows pleases me.
So remember what I've just said there, Bean. I'm happy about that. I'm not like all these others that are going to whisper that behind the scenes. I'm just going to tell you straight. Ha ha, Bean. I believe in karma, mate. He didn't denote for Jane Couch. And I'm Team Adrian Mole now because it looks like Sky are going to be working with Jane Couch. So let's get behind Adrian Mole, who allegedly has been handing 80 grand bungs out, according to the Times, to get that exclusive deal at Sky. So a representative of boxers supposed to have, it's in Times today, but it's something to do with that Pakistani agent, Mr. Fixer.
That the cricket guy, yeah.
The cricket guy, apparently he's involved in boxer. I mean, I've been calling it for ages. How can a young kid with 4 shows as a promoter, and I mean, want Carl Greaves holding his hand on 2 of them, how can he, or putting shows on for him, how can he get an exclusive Sky deal after a handful of shows? Whereas you've got Big Ron, Big Mick Hennessy, Barry McGuigan, Steve Woods, Steffi Bull, all the rest of them. None of them got a look. Nobody got a look in, did they? So if he's been doing that, I'd tip my hat off to him. I'm Team Adrian Mole now because I love a good bung. You can't beat a good bung, especially if it's in Reddies. You know them crispy 20s. Them crispy 20s do it for me. What do you think to that, Andy?
Cash is the way forward. They're trying to do away with cash, aren't they? Trying to.
Of course it is. But no, it weren't. It weren't to Robert. You what, mate?
Use more cash. That's what I say.
Yeah,
I've started using more cash, and I think I heard somewhere that cash is being used more by people because it's too easy just to use your card, isn't it? So now I've gone back to taking money out the bank using cash.
Yeah. Keep it under the floorboards, Andy. Keep it under the floor.
Biscuit tin.
Biscuit tin out like me nana. So we spoke about Chelly and Cullen, basically a pair of waste men. Joe G, do you think he'll be a bit miffed this week with every time he's had a camera shoved in his snout? They're pushing him about Mundo's loss and Viterbia's a typical finding and blah, blah, blah. But I don't see any energy from the Rotunda Mafia. You know, Tony Bellew and the Smiths. Ladies and gentlemen, the Smiths. I don't see the same energy from the Smiths regarding Natasha Jonas getting better at 39, like they do Viterbia. Just everybody's basing it on how Wilder folded at 39 or looked awful, but Wilder's not Beterbiev, is he, or Jonas? They're Olympians, aren't they? They're your top-end athletes, aren't they, Jonas and Viterbia? What do you think?
This week I've been watching some of Viterbiev's training videos after you mentioning it. I'm like, gee.
You see the press-ups on his knuckles? I tried to do them. In fact, this morning nearly brought me hand.
And then his wrist, he's doing the is it hands, knuckles, wrists? And, oh, Jesus. He's we did 140 kilos, did 140 kilo squats or something like that as well. It was like
140 key, 20 reps because he couldn't be bothered to change plates. Hey, Bunny, can you do that? Pop, pop, bang. Do you think it's just sour grapes from, ladies and gentlemen, the Smiths?
Sour grapes and negativity. They never sound the most positive people anyway, do they? They're all a bit droll, you might say.
I don't know, mate. They always seem to be having a moment. Paul Smith seems unhappy in life, doesn't he? Do you think?
Jim Royal. Yeah, he's always.
Son of Buddy.
Yeah, they're always. They're never upbeat and cheery, are they? You never see them laughing and joking. They're always. It's like watching EastEnders, isn't it?
I think Mundo will be laughing and joking. He's done it. He's had about 12 million off Annie, and he's never spent. He's still walking around in the same Adidas kick that he had on 10 years ago. Do you know what I mean? So I think Mundo will be well happy. I'm not so sure about the others, but I don't think Paul's happy. But listen, the training and the managing fighters, so they're here to stay. So people are going to give them stick, but they don't cover themselves in glory if anybody says something that they don't like the Smiths. Yeah. You know, like for instance, I were a bit of a Paul Smith groupie, wasn't I? And when I wished him well against Andre Ward, I had about 21,000 followers at the time on Twitter before I got kicked off, and I wished him well, and he blocked me, and I was like, wow. People actually wish Paul Smith well against Ward. I wished him well. I wished him well because I couldn't stand Andre Ward because he had a win over the Cobra. So I was like, come on, Smith, do him, you can do him. And everyone were hyping up. I thought, I hope he catches him and just does him. So I went, good luck, oh, good luck, do him. And he blocked me for saying that. So I couldn't work that out. I couldn't
Doesn't
work
make
it
sense,
out.
does it?
Hey?
Doesn't make sense. He doesn't want support.
It don't make sense. And you know when Stevie Bendel beat him, I think I've sensed him being bitter ever since he got beat for the first time. Because up until then, he would bang on. He used to, they didn't do selfies in them days, but they'd say hello at shows afterwards when he fought and stuff like that. And I thought, you know what, he's all right in Paul Smith. I know he got done by Pascal at gold medal in Commonwealth Games. He ended with silver, didn't he? But I just thought he would bang on, and he seemed to just go a bit, I don't know, all the way when he got beat. I don't know. I just don't know. And now every time I see him, I'm like, oh God, it's Paul Smith. Oh, not Smith. I mean, my mate fucking said, oh, look who it is. Oh God. Not Paul Smith. It's one of them, innit, now? You know what I mean? Oh God, not Paul Smith. See, there must be an all-you-can-eat buffet on. Do you know what I mean? It's unbelievable. But Beefy's putting himself about for Eubank free, for a Eubank trilogy on pay-per-view. Like you do. But people are saying it's going to be Kelly Brook.
Yeah, I see that.
What do you think? What we called it, didn't we, kid?
Yeah, I think he should stay retired there, but it's Kell Brook. But he still looked all right in his last fight. That's ages ago, isn't it? Is that 2 years ago now?
Yeah, it's 2 years next month since he fought Amir Khan. Amir Khan's
Yeah.
ban will be up then, won't it, next month? Will he be talking about comebacks?
He would come back for an exhibition in Saudi.
Stronger, faster, quicker than a speeding bullet. I'm even eating more curry now than ever. No, I don't know, mate. We don't know, but good luck to Amir Khan. I like Amir Khan. I've got a soft spot for him. But I think he should stay retired. He's got a few quids. If he's made bad business decisions, unlucky. You know what I mean?
That's life, eh?
Yeah.
That's
Uh,
life. Shit happens. Eh?
So in general, what do you think about all that typical finding stuff? Do you think it should just be buried now and it should go away?
I think it's a mountain out of molehill, isn't it? I don't think it's not a fail, is it? So, and if you train the way he trains, there's simple explanations for why the findings are there, aren't there, in the first place.
Well, it says on here if you sleep longer than what you normally do and they catch you first thing in the morning, that can be a typical finding, or overtraining and on an empty stomach, that can be a typical finding. So if they're not having much food and they're doing too much, that can be a typical. So what they do then, VADA, apparently, they test you. They've tested him quite frequently for 4 days. After that, they passed every test. So obviously, it must have settled down. It must have spiked. But they're not saying if they got him coming out at gym or getting up in the morning. But I spoke to Terry about it earlier, and I just think that Eddie Hills has looked for an angle here to put that a typical finding of them into the mix with the Court Crusher Ben one, and confuse everybody that look, nobody knows what they're doing, that kind of thing. And even an Olympic athlete like Maturbia's got the same issue as Ben, and nobody knows what they're doing. What do you think? You think that's about right?
It's deflection tactics, isn't it? Let's look over there, isn't it?
That's what Terry said. That's the word I'm looking for. That's why I have you on here, Andy. That's why I have you on.
What's that?
Because that's why I have you on here, because you know what you're on with.
Well, I know some stuff. But no, I think it's deflection tactics. I think he might have been, if he's making weight, he might be fasting. He might be fasting while he's training. Because you've done fasting yourself, haven't you? You actually feel like you've got more energy when you're fasting for some reason. Your body's no
fasting.
When your body's no using energy to digest food, is it? So
yeah, I tend to find that I can do a better run in the morning on an empty stomach than I can after I've had a shake. I try and have an espresso in the morning, then half an hour later, I'm out there now. And I tend to find if I've not got a lot a food in me. I'm all right. If you're running and you've got to add something to eat, you're like, oh, it's tasty, or your stomach's moving up and down, and it kind of thing. I don't eat big meals anyway when I do my run. But yeah,
I
so
want to get back to. I want to get back to running myself at some point.
do you know
Once the
what?
weather's better.
Eh?
Once the weather's better, I want to. I should try and do another 10K. Yeah. See if I can beat John Fury's time. The last
Yeah,
time I did a 10K, it took me an hour. I was disappointed I didn't make it under an hour. That's
hey,
quite a while back.
hey, listen, mate. I was jogging up Clifton Hill the morning, and God, it's right hilly in Clifton at back of Crook Hill. I was jogging up there, and I thought to myself, it was about 6:30 in the morning. I was thinking, God, I was thinking about Froch and Clinton Woods and Robin Reed's run. You know, and because Robin Reed only used to do 2 runs a week for 10 weeks, but they were like 11 milers, you know, through Saddleworth.
Right.
Oh, yeah, Michael Jennings and Quigg and all them guys, you know, proper gym rats. And I was thinking, fucking hell. And you know, like around my bollocks, it were windy as though I could feel it. And I was thinking, God, imagine having to do this every single day for 10 weeks, like the Cobra and Clinton.
Aye.
You know what I mean? And I was thinking about Froch, like when he were getting ready for that first Groves fight. And he said to me, "Oh, I just did it on treadmill today." And I thought, "Oh God, that ain't like he won't like him. He won't like Carl that." Do you know what I mean? And obviously, he come a cropper, didn't he? Nearly, he did in the one. He did. There were no treadmill running. So, and I was thinking to myself, you know, the silk pajamas thing. Well, I ain't got silk pajamas. I just have a pair of Liverpool shorts on when I go to bed. But and there's no silk sheets, mate. But I was thinking, you're all right in bed in silk pajamas, and Froch has probably got one of them massive beds that's as bigger than my house. And you know what he's in bed with, don't you? His missus, Miss Maxim. So he's in bed with Miss Maxim, and he's got to get up in the morning to run 6 miles with his mate Adam. Otherwise, George Rose is going to fill him in. So if that were me, I'd be thinking, do you know what? I'm going to get back in bed. Do you know what I mean? I've got a treadmill in garage, but it ain't the same, is it?
Not the same.
It's the same, is it?
Not the
Because
same.
like, on the run, it's more your testing of your mental strength
Aye.
and the weather and hills and uneven ground than anything. Whereas on your treadmill, you just listening to music and you're nice and snug. You're getting a sweat on and that, but it's just not the same, is it? Do you know
You're
what I
in
mean?
cruise control. There's no adversity, is there, on a treadmill?
Then I was looking at Frank Bruno's training regime, and you know Frank Bruno. Listen to this one. You know Hampstead Heath? You don't know London, do you? Well, I used to run near Hampstead Heath, and his trainer, George Francis, used to do it with him. And after run, he used to get in that lake in winter as well and swim lake, Frank Bruno.
Right.
You know, because back then there were no ice baths, were there? But obviously they knew about cold weather and stuff like that, and then it helped your body energize it and all that and freshen up and that. Frank Bruno just used to dive straight in lake in his undies and swim it, and then get back out, get dressed, and then they go back and have the porridge and have a kip or whatever they do, and then go again. So I was kind of like thinking, wow, that's pretty hardcore, isn't it? And he used to lap it up, Bruno. So go on, Frank Bruno. Go on, Frank.
I seen a documentary years ago, and it was John Conte was doing that.
Yeah, well, he was trained by the same trainer, wasn't he, George Francis?
Yeah.
George Francis and, well, Conte and Bruno were trained by the same guy, weren't they? And obviously, at some point, Jimmy Tibbs trained him for 8 fights, didn't he, Frank Bruno? He had him for 8.
Yeah.
So, but yeah, and that's how if that's how they did it in olden days, brilliant. But you know, there's all these ice baths now. You know, like John from Welcome Estates. Did you see him in ice bath? John, you weapon. Hey, Gary, you didn't get in it though, did you? Pop, pop, bang.
How is Gary?
He's all right, apparently. He won't very well, like, but he's plodding on. He did get in it, but he didn't have it. He didn't have it that cold, Gary.
He had no water on it.
Yeah, it'd been lukewarm, Gary's, wouldn't it? But he'd have had a go, like half-heartedly, bless him.
I don't know about doing your way, Ross, but see up this way now. Wild water swimming's a big thing up here now.
Wild water swimming, is it?
Oh, for people swimming in lochs and rivers and that. Well, more lochs than rivers.
Yeah, but if you get bit by a pike or something, a grandad pike.
It'd be all right. I remember years ago we used to do whitewater rafting. We did it for charity. Over 20 years ago, but it was a guy who'd never done it before. He came with us and he was scared to fall in the water because in case the fish got him. I think he thought it was wall-to-wall fish in the water.
Listen, mate, I'm not being Hey, listen, mate. My mate caught a Grandad pike right on Bricky one day near where I live, and I was like, "Wow, look at the size of that, man! You won't like that biting, you." So no, it's not for me any of that, like. But listen, Perry, how if you win an area belt, Perry, I know I've still got to jump in River Don, so I'm not keen on it, but I'll do it. But if you retire and you don't win one, in the Don you will go, Perry. I'm just letting you know, pop, pop, bang. But okay, Hills and Bricktop with the summit meeting on Gloves Are Off with Big Daddy Bumps. Did you see it?
I did see some of that. Yeah, I don't think I've seen all. I've seen most
I
of it.
turned it off, mate, because it was cringe. I couldn't watch it.
Cringe, aye.
It killed me to see it because obviously over the years I've got to see what's been going on behind the scenes and hear things, and for them to do that for money, and you know the best thing about it is they're just putting a brave face on and fronting it out, but you know deep, deep, deep down,
Oh,
the
hate each
pair of
other.
you have lost you've lost face. You know, how can
Yeah.
you ever say anything and we take it serious ever again? You pair of poo houses.
That's it. They're, the big bromance, eh? Bromancers.
Oh
It's,
my God, pulling crackers over Christmas turkey and all that. What were all that about, Pop Pop?
oh my
Hey?
cracker, eh? Oh my cracker.
Do you know what, mate? Do you know when I look at that? I look at it, Andy, and I think to myself, what on earth have they become then?
Oh man. I bet they were feeding each other trifle as well, eh?
And what about all them people trying to get out there, wanting that Saudi dollar? This is what I say to them people who want to get out there. Stop claiming benefits for mental health and stop calling people out for fights in Saudi. It's embarrassing. Go and get a job. Come and see your Uncle Big P, 12.50 an hour, South Yorkshire Packaging UK Limited, Rotherham. Come and see your Uncle Big P if you want a job. I'll put you to graft. Hey, jeez.
Yeah.
Unbelievable, mate.
People selling their souls, eh?
They sell their arseholes in full Sutton, mate, if they were in jail. They've been noshing people off for a hot noodle and a packet of 4 first-class stamps, some Rice Krispies, and a Beano comic. I'm telling you now, mate. Honestly, unbelievable. That reminds me, let me just put my mate's paper bill at Moreland's prison on my list for tomorrow. 2 seconds, because you know what, my memory's going. I'm shocked to bits at the moment. Knocking on. Hang on a minute. Daily Mirror, Sunday Mirror, What Car Magazine. I'm trying to think of what's them dirty magazines that my mate gets now. Is it Razzle? I think it's
You
Razzle.
still get them?
Something like that, or Fiesta. The top shelf. So I'll have to have a look when I get down. It's a rate drive from here as well, like. But yeah. You what, mate?
I didn't know you still got the kind of magazines, eh?
Yeah, he has FHM and all that. He has. Oh, I went on a visit, Porky, and they were in me FHM. They were like like you get like a 1mm in between, like a bit of page, you know, like aftershave or something, or cool water, or whatever it is, or
Scratch and sniff.
it was Calvin Klein obsession. I went on a visit with this bird, and my mate, my cellmate's bird. It's her mate, and I had that on, and she says, "You smell lovely." So, so listen, if it makes him feel happy, because when I were in there, some of my pals around there used to get me magazines, and you're always grateful for them, aren't you? So, you know what I mean? My mate from my part used to send them in for me, and vice versa. And yes, you can't beat good magazines in prison. You just get in yourself, shut your door, pot noodle, and you could have 3 or 4 hours with that magazine, you know, and kill that evening. And that's what it's all about. Little victories, mate. Little victories.
That used to get loaded nuts and zoo and all their magazines too. They were all right. They were.
Yeah, they do all that kind of stuff. You can listen, mate. Yeah, you can easily go down there and do about 60 quid in, mate. Let me tell you. You know what I mean? But it is what it is. Do you want to go on to part 2, Andy?
Yeah, just give me 5 minutes.
Oh, to reload Iron Brew.
Go for a single fish.
Well, then I'm going to make me send a cuppa. I'll see you about 10:15, yeah?
Okay, mate. All the best.
Well, these are the really big men of amateur boxing, the super heavyweights, the class is called, and it's over 14 stone 4. And just look at the comparison between these two. Bobby Wells for England stands 6 feet 5 inches, and he's towering over this somewhat roly-poly figure, jolly figure, of Joe Egan from Donore in Dublin. And the whole match depends on this super heavyweight contest. England leading 5-4, but of course, if Egan can win this, then Ireland will snatch the draw. This particular match, England-Ireland, has had a history of very close contests over the years, and tonight has proved no different. So, the big lads go at it, and the Irishman, Joe Egan, moving in to have a go at Bobby Wells. Wells from Kingston. And he's hurt. No, he's not. Well, he was hurt, but the referees decided it was inside of the glove. Bobby Wells of Kingston, 6'5" of him. And I'm afraid I can remember seeing his father box as well. His father, in fact, Billy Wells, is here in the audience tonight. Well, young Master Egan, who's 18, has come to have a go. Wells is 23. He's an engineering student, young Egan. What a little battler he is. Wells swinging him in from all angles to try and stop him coming at him. Good stuff. Well, they never go 3 rounds like this. Egan's put a tremendous amount into the first couple of minutes. Wells coming in with a little right around the corner. Now you pays your money and takes your choice as to what will happen here. He's got a wicked little right hand, as Egan. It sneaks up on you. And the crowd absolutely love this. And they've taken this young man to their heart as well. Joe Egan from the Dunor Club in round 2. Bobby Wells from Kingston, Joe Egan from Dublin. Tall figure of Wells so far has not had too much success. Finding it hard with such a short man against him to punch down at him. Wells also making his international debut for his country tonight, like Egan. And Wells certainly hasn't solved the problem of getting to this young Irish student. It's amazing that Egan can get this close to this very tall man with all this reach. And Wells, by not using straight punches, simply can't keep the man away from him. The roly-poly Irishman swarming all over Wells. This is cobblestone stuff now. And Egan has punched himself out, and the Irish boy has to take a standing count. That's out of exhaustion. What a finish to a match. Slowing up all the time. He needs that bell to come. He can hardly raise a glove, Egan. Extraordinary stuff. Not punching correctly. Well, the referee's right, but the crowd don't like it. If ever a man needed a minute's rest, Egan most certainly. Setting up this extraordinary attack, and the young Irish student just keeping his head down and weathering the storm. Real old-fashioned stuff this is. The ideal conclusion in many ways to a marvellous match between two old foes, England and Ireland. They've had many a marvellous battle in the amateur boxing ring. Egan almost snarling in his anxiety to get close and being picked off unmercifully. Standing count, second time. Well, it'll be a great pity if Egan can't get through 3 rounds here. It'll be a great shame because it's been such a marvellous finish to an evening, and the whole crowd here will be hoping that Egan can make it to the bell. Nothing but guts now to be offered by Egan. He's got plenty of those. Barely stand up. Wells isn't exactly fresh. Under a minute left. Oh, he's got it. He put the right hand sweeping up, and Egan couldn't step out of the way of it. And the referee has counted Egan out on his feet in the final round. He couldn't make it to the end. What a shame that is for him. Well, that's a good win for Bobby Wells for England. He had a few nasty moments early on, but the superior height and reach and boxing ability in the end told.
Right, there you go. There's 2 videos there. There's one of Joe Egan sparring when he was 17 years old, and one of Mike Tyson sparring when he was 17 years old. Now, Mike Tyson at the time were knocking out professional fighters who had 25 fights, right? So, let me know what you think about them 2 videos. All right. Toughest white man to ever spar Mike Tyson. Yeah. All right. Pop, pop, bang. Big Joe Egan, I'm still waiting for you to come on Zoom. I've got 9 questions I want to ask you. Why are you swerving me? Why are you swerving me? Normally we can't shut you up on social media, can we? Hey? So, 2 minutes. Okay? Pop, pop, bang.